Hello. If you don't know me, my name's Rob. I'm Team Rector here in Portishead. We're marking Sunday the 14th of January this year as Celebration Sunday. We're wanting to start the beginning of a new year with a focus on God, His goodness, and our response to that. The beginning of a new year is often a time for taking stock. We look back on the highs and the lows of the year that's passed and look forward to the year ahead. Often we think of how we would like our lives to be different, and we make resolutions that might help these aspirations to become a reality. Small steps that will help us to become more the people that we long to be and we believe God has made us to be. The start of the new calendar year coincides with the season of Epiphany in the Church's year. Here we remember the visit of the Magi to the infant Christ, bearing gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. It's a strange story with mysterious, rather alien figures emerging into the story from the East. In many ways, they don't seem to fit with the rest of the story that we find in the Gospels. The Magi arrive almost as mysteriously into the pages of our Bible as they would have appeared at Mary and Joseph's door. As readers, all we can do is imagine what brought them to Bethlehem. Why did they feel that they needed to make this difficult journey? It was, we might say bonkers, but it was certainly an act of profound faith. They came as seekers, but they also came as faith-filled believers. They took a massive gamble, bringing costly, exotic and symbolic gifts to present to a child whose birth they'd seen only through their study of the stars. It's an act of faith far greater than any I've ever taken. In this, the new calendar year and the short season of Epiphany connect well. This is a time for us as people of faith in Jesus to consider the place that faith holds in our lives. We are people who are called by God and who respond to the message of love, mercy and grace which the story of the Incarnation speaks of so clearly. We have much to be thankful for as individuals and as a community. We're certainly blessed by the relative safety of the community in which we live, certainly compared to many places throughout the world. We're blessed by the gift of one another. We're blessed by the activities in which we have a chance to play our part. There is indeed a huge variety of groups and activities that we can be a part of in the church and in the wider community, and through which we can serve Him. See now just a few of those which emerged out of a short brainstorm. You'll probably be able to think of others, but there are a lot. And these are some of the ways in which we've sought to respond to the God of love who came and lived among us in Christ. Perhaps these might be seen as our offerings to Him, offerings that replicate the gifts that the Magi brought with them in their journey from the East. They also represent a part of what we receive from God. We are ourselves richly blessed by being a part of this community of faith. Engagement in opportunities to serve become in themselves opportunities to be served and to be blessed. What is it that you are thankful to God for at the start of this new year? While many of us are facing huge personal challenges and difficulties, I do hope that there are also ways in which we can each recognise that we are deeply and richly blessed. Beyond everything, we are blessed by knowing that we are made in the image of God, loved by Him, and that He came in Christ to live among us and to die for us. At the start of this new year, how would you like to show that thanks to God? it's good to reflect on this. There may be ways in which we've been serving for many years, but no longer do we feel that they represent the best of what we can bring. We may look at the list of things that are going on in the church and see something that we would like to be a part of that we've not engaged with before. We may also want to reflect on what we give. The church continues to be able to be here in Portishead as a sign of God's loving presence, because people give their time and talents in faithful service, and also because people give extremely generously financially. It may surprise you to know that our expected expenditure for 2024 is £266,000. That's a lot of money, and the vast majority of this amount comes from the giving of the members of the church family. I really can't help but be staggered and humbled by that. But nonetheless, finances do always feel tight. Costs increase, and we want to be able to continue to do all that we already do, and to respond to God's call to do new things, as well as blessing the wider church and the world richly. And so at the start of this new year, can I encourage all of us, and I include myself and the clergy team in this, to reflect on what we offer to the life of the church. How do we show God's love to the people of this town? And how do we give financially to support that work? Please do take time to reflect on this. If you don't currently give regularly but would like to, then there is information on the website or forms at the back of each of our churches that will explain how to do this and help you to do it. If you would like to reflect on different ways you might serve God, please chat to one of the wardens or one of the clergy team. And so this comes with my prayers for a richly blessed 2024.